Alright, what's up guys, it's Nicky here. So today I'll be doing a different video. It's more of a myth busting video. We'll be talking about the different variants on snipers. So variants are your damage, your mobility, your handling, etc. So what does those mean regarding the sniper rifles on Advanced Warfare? So I've put tons of effort into this. I've been all over Google, all over YouTube, got many different opinions. So these will be about 99% correct. So today we're going to go through and find out what each of these stats mean. So does damage really increase damage, and some of the other things like handling and mobility, which also may affect things that surprise you. So by the end of the video we're going to go through each and every variant on the Moore sniper rifle that you can unlock. We're also going to rank the different Moores from best to worst for trick shotting, which is based on damage and no scope accuracy. So please stick by throughout this entire video as you will gain a lot of knowledge. First up, we have damage. So damage adds damage to the weapon, obviously. However, it only adds it to your minimum ranges and not your maximum range. Now, weapons in Call of Duty do more damage up close than they do far away. And that's why it'll take about 4 shots up close to kill and about 5 to 6 at a distance. The damage stat adds damage to your minimum damage, so you're far away. It's not going to affect your shots to kill at close range. It's usually going to cause you to have a 1 less shot to kill at long ranges. For instance, if we were to take the AK-12 for example, which has +2 damage added onto it, instead of taking 5 shots to kill at long ranges, it would only require 4 shots. Very rarely is it going to affect the maximum damage up close, which means even with the +2 damage added onto it, the AK-12 will still and always take the same 4 bullets to kill up close. And one interesting thing about damage is that it also changes range. Because your bullets drop off over a certain distance, your damage will decrease over range. So if you increase your minimum, you're also increasing the amount of range that you have per shots to kill. So your damage is going to scale your range in a very useful way. The same goes for the Moore sniper rifle or any sniper rifle on Advanced Warfare. So even though a sniper may have a +2 damage just like the silver bullet, the minimum damage is not affected, which means that every single Moore sniper rifle, even if it has a -10 damage, will all receive a 1-shot kill at any range, as damage, remember, is affected by range. And because snipers have no drop off in range, they will all deal maximum damage no matter how far away you are from your enemy. The only way the minimum damage on the Moors can be affected is by wallbangs. So what you guys are about to watch is a little test I did in private match to demonstrate how the minimum damage can be affected. As you guys just watched, you can clearly see how that -1 damage on the Dr. Moores can affect its minimum damage, as it was getting a hit marker to both the head and the chest, where the silver bullet with the +2 damage added onto its stat gets a 1-shot kill to the head and even a 1-shot kill to the chest. Next up we have accuracy. Accuracy does indeed change the recoil, but for trick shotting, accuracy isn't an important factor, so we don't really care about it. Next we have fire rate, which again isn't an important factor for trick shotting, but if you guys are interested in seeing this, I can do a video explaining which of the Moore snipers is the best for sniping, which means I'll talk about accuracy and fire rate in depth so you guys have a good understanding of how they work. So if you want to see that, please comment below. And now to a very surprising one, handling. So the handling statistic doesn't change anything on your gun except the hip fire spread. So I thought handling would change something like your weapon swap time, your reload time, or maybe handling would even change your aimed out sights time. But no, handling for some reason only affects your hip fire spread, which makes it a very important factor for no scoping. So maybe a +1 handling is the same as attaching a laser sight or equipping steady aim. However, what needs to be kept in mind is that the changes to the hip fire spread when using handling are very minor changes. So what you guys are watching now is a test that I did in private match to, I guess, just test if handling does increase the hip fire accuracy. So I used the Dr. Moores, which has a +1 in handling, as well as the silver bullet, which has a -1 on handling, and doing that I did 20 no scopes each into the wall, and I was just basically looking for the spread of the bullets, and what I found was the Dr. Moores, which is the sniper with the +1 in handling. It did definitely have a noticeable change in its hipfire spread. It was much more accurate and direct, where the Silver Bullet Moores was the bullets were a lot more, I guess, spread out. You did have those direct shots, but most of them were very spread, so I can conclude that the Dr. Moores is definitely, with the +1 handling, definitely better for no scoping than the Silver Bullet. So here's just another test to conclude that the Dr. Moores does have the better accuracy over the Silver Bullet. Basically, we just no-scoped each other, so I'm using the Dr. Moores with the +1 handling, he's using the Silver Bullet Moores with the -1 in handling, and what you guys are about to see is just how much accurate the Dr. Moores is over the Silver Bullet with that +1 handling. And now to the very last stat, mobility, which again is a very surprising one. So you think mobility would affect your running speed or your sprinting speed, or maybe how far you could boost, but what it actually changes is nothing. Now in this test here, basically I've got an AK-12 RIP with the -1 mobility and the AK-12 fluted with +1 mobility, and I found basically no difference whatsoever with mobility, so I would not bother looking at it in your class recommendations. So now that we've gone through all the different variants on the Moore sniper rifles and determined which ones are important and which are not, it's time to look at the two big stats, or the two stats that are considered extremely important for trick shotting. In order of importance are handling first and secondly damage. So handling directly affects your hipfire spread and basically acts somewhat like steady aim or laser sight, so it's definitely a stat to look out for when choosing your sniper for trick shotting, as the hipfire spread is what will determine your no-scope accuracy. The second biggest factor to look out for is damage. Even though it doesn't increase your ability to get a one-shot kill in normal gameplay, it does increase your capabilities to get that one-shot kill through walls, so it's definitely a factor to look out for. So what you guys are looking at now is an image where I've erased all the unimportant variants such as range and fire rate, for example, and I've left just the important variants, so damage and handling. Now it's up to you guys to choose what is your preferred sniper for trick shotting. Just keeping in mind damage will increase your wallbang capability and handling will increase your no-scoping accuracy. Also, you've got to keep in mind every sniper that's got an increase in damage will have a decrease in handling, and it works vice versa. So it's up to you. Will you prefer the increase in damage, or we prefer the increase in handling? I'll leave it up to you guys. Anyways, I'm out. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of this type of things, please leave a like below, and peace.